Welcome everybody, and this is Bluemas Day 12. And today, y'all, we're gonna go back a little bit. Guess what we gonna work on? We're gonna work on a pillowcase, y'all. So I have a sublimatable pillowcase that has 3, 6, 9 squares. So I have over here my 9 different images that I have already cut out, and then I have one big image that I'm going to put on the front. But first I'm going to set everything up, and then we're going to get started. So let me get started by telling you the supplies that you will need. You will need a heat press or either some type of presser of your choice, your sublimatable item, which mine is the pillowcase. You will need heat resistant tape, which I have right here. You will need a pair of scissors just in case you have to cut your image down. You will need your image of your choice, preferably 9 for the back squares and one big one for the front square. You will also need butcher paper, some type of protection for the bottom as well as the top of your heat plate. And if you choose, you can also use a Teflon sheet, which I have right here. So we're going to get started first. We're going to line the inside of our pillowcase before we get any further, so that we can take the moisture out for one, and to also make sure that we have our pillowcase protected from the inside out. Okay, so I'm going to start off, and I'm going to go ahead and use the zipper and open up our sublimatable pillowcase. I'm going to sit this up. How I normally do it is I like to put either the big picture on the back first, which I think I want to do, and then go in and take my time and go square by square, or either I like to do 2 squares at a time. But before I do all of that, we have to get the moisture out. This time I'm going to use this hard Teflon paper for the inside of my pillowcase instead of using butcher paper in here. And what I will do is I will move it around as I need to. We'll do it like that. And y'all excuse the barking in the back. Dakota wants to be extra and busy right now, so I do apologize. But we're going to keep going on because life be lifing. We're going to keep it real, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull out a nice size of our butcher paper. I'm going to go ahead and cut across this butcher paper, and we're going to go ahead and cover up our pillowcase. I'm going to cut across just like that. All right, let me find our cutting part. And there we go. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and take our moisture out first. And the reason why I want to make sure this is fully covered up, because this particular pillowcase, for some odd reason, it bleeds a lot. So we're going to go ahead and be extra cautious by putting on not just 1 layer, but we're going to do 2 layers of protection, because we do not want to mess up our press. Okay, so we're going to make sure that's lined up pretty much like that. I'm going to move that over. Make sure it's fully covered. I'm going to do like that. And I'm going to also put down Teflon sheets as well, because I really truly want to make sure we are totally protected. And we're going to just go down for a few seconds, get the moisture out, and then we will begin pressing in our big, large image on the back of our pillowcase. Okay, we have taken our moisture out. And as you can see on this paper, we have little lines on here. But we might be okay if I can flip this over. But before we do anything else, go any further, I do see that there is a mark on here, but that was already on this pillowcase. But it's okay, it is mine, but still, I want to see if I can go across it with my lint roller and possibly aid in it not being so much in there when I go to press my image on there. And it looks like it's coming up a little bit, but not too much. So that might be a lost cause. What I am going to do is I am going to make sure that my Teflon sheet is in the inside. And this is kind of hot, so I have to be careful. We're going to go ahead and flip over. We want it to face this way because I want the zipper at the top. Or I could do the zipper at the bottom. Let's do the zipper at the bottom this time. So what I'll do is I'll turn it over this way. And being that I'm going to put that down like that, let's go ahead and protect the bottom by sliding in these two pieces of our butcher paper to make sure that we are completely covered, not once, but twice on our heat press. I'm going to move this up as so, making sure that everything is completely in line like we would want it to. We're going to go ahead and make sure this is in the middle, because remember, we're going to use this as our bottom base where our zipper is. We're going to definitely need to use our lint roller, because as you can see right here, there is a lot of lint on here and a lot of different particles. So we're going to go ahead and lint roll like this. Move that out the way. I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is layered on here correctly and straight. Making sure everything is covered. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get our large design, which I want to line up and make sure that it is completely in the middle of all 9 squares. I think that'll be pretty much fine. Let me get our large image. I have previously already went around and cut out all of the excess white paper, and I'm going to just dig in here for a minute to show you. It had a lot of excess paper that came off of the printer paper. I went in and previously cut that. So we're going to make sure, being that this is the bottom, that our image is put on here right. It is centered like I would want it to be centered. We're going to go in here with our tape. So let me pull my tape. Make sure everything else is pretty much over, out of our way. And we're going to pull our tape. And we want to gently tape down more of our corners more than anything. Okay. Want to stay attached for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and tape down some more. Just like that. I want to make sure I keep my image lined up and not slanted. So we're going to do that like that. And this tape he want to misbehave, y'all. But we're not going to let him. We're not going to let him. Going to go like this. Now, in case I did not tell you, the heat press, when you are doing sublimation, you want it anywhere from 380 to 400. So I currently have mine set at 380. And we're going to go for 380. And it's going to be 45 seconds. And we should get a wonderful image on our pillowcase. Another thing you want to make sure you do is to have tight pressure on your heat press so that it will help up here your design into your garment. And this tape is really, really crazy, y'all. He acting real funky, but I got something for him. We're going to do just like that. And if he don't stay down, that's fine, because I got something else for him. We're going to go ahead and go down with our butcher paper. We're going to make sure he stays just like he is. I'm going to take and smooth down and flatten that. We're going to also go in with our Teflon sheet as well. We're going to put one right here. We're going to put one right here. I did already readjust my heat press so that my pressure is tight. So we're going to go down just like that. 45 seconds, and let's see our first results. Okay, We went down for 45 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and put a heat glove on one of my hands. These are heat resistant gloves. I'm going to put it on one of my hands. Because for some reason, baby, this thing is hot today. She is bumping. She is bumping major. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move that off to the side. And we're going to see what we got. All right. So I'm going to peel this up. And voila, that came out so freaking cute. This is so, so cute, y'all. But I did have one or two little images I did want to put around the sides of this. And I'm kind of thinking I might just want to leave that alone and don't even fool with perfection. If it's already done, it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this over. I definitely want to turn this paper inside out like that. Keeping in mind that our images are going to go this way, facing towards the heat press, not away from the heat press. I have a little piece of tape that want to stay stuck to my fingernail. All right, we're going to take and do that like that. All right, I'm going to make sure that everything still stays covered on the heat press. I'm going to move this down some. Now, being that I'm going to go ahead and start in these two squares, remember the Teflon sheet I put on the inside? I'm going to move it so it makes sure these two parts right here are fully covered. And we're going to go kind of over to the side. And the reason why we're going to go to the side is because I don't want too much of this ink to soak up onto our butcher paper. I'm going to go ahead and get my lint roller. I'm going to go across my two squares. I'm going to grab two images that I want right here. I'm going to make sure our heat press is covered as well, y'all. And we're going to do like that. Smooth that out. Grab my 9 images. And I think I want to go ahead and put this one like this. Because remember, our zipper is our down part. And I'm going to go ahead and find another image that I want to put up here. And I think I found that one. So we're going to take these two right here. We're going to put them down like that. And another thing, you want to also make sure that you properly measure your squares so that your images will fit properly inside of the squares. Mine is measuring at 4.750 by 4.750, but you might want to take a measuring tape yourself and take a measure across to make sure that your squares are the same as mine. This heat press is extra hot. I have to be careful, y'all, because that thing's feeling hot, baby. Real hot, baby. So I'm going to go across like this with my tape. Make him stay down. And we're going to go ahead and make sure this one next to it also stays down. So I might just go ahead and connect them like that. And I'm going to make sure it is in the middle like it should be. And I'm going to go ahead and tape this across. Okay, now, just like that, I think we are ready to get us some more butcher paper, our Teflon sheet, and we're going to go down for 45 seconds. So we still have butcher paper right here. We're going to put it right here on these squares. Teflon sheet. And it's time to go down. 45 seconds. Okay, 45 seconds. We're going to take those off. We're going to see what our two images are looking like. And I got to make sure I'm putting everything right because I want them to be facing right. That's the bottom. Okay. Sometimes you got to check now. Got to check and make sure you're doing it right. And that came out beautiful. We're going to keep on going. I think I want to stay on this side and then I'll work on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and move these up some more. And it looks like I'm going to have to change my paper. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't think we can, yeah, we can't use this paper again. Now this bottom one I can use, but the top one definitely not. We're going to throw that one away. We're going to go ahead, grab another Teflon sheet. I mean another butcher paper as well as Teflon sheet. So what I'll do is I'll put this one like that. I'll grab this one and put this one in place as well. No, I think I better not do that. No, it has too much on it as well. I want to grab two to protect the plate. So let's move our images. I'm going to put these two on next. We'll put those over there. And let's go ahead and grab us some more butcher paper. That's the only thing about these pillowcases. They come out so pretty, but they do bleed a lot. So you definitely want to make sure you put enough butcher paper to protect your heat press as well as the actual pillowcase itself. You're going to go across like that. Now, I made this big enough so that I can cut some of this down. So we're going to put this in half a little bit, fold this. And I'm going to fold this, I think, like that. All right, I'm going to go straight across. I'm going to cut that down some. Okay, I'm trying to go straight in. Scissors trying to be a little dull. Got to sharpen my scissors. Okay, now we're going to use one for the top. And I'm going to go in here as an extra double layer for our bottom piece. You're going to take and do like that. Now, being that I have these still on the heat press, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like I used to do. And that is actually take and drape those two off of the heat press. So we're going to do like that. I'm going to go in here and move around my Teflon sheet. So we're going to do like that. And I actually think I can go ahead and do these 4 and be safe without it being a problem. And that way we will use less of our butcher paper. So we're going to slide this one up like this. We're going to make sure it's totally on the heat press. I'm going to have to be totally careful because in doing this, I have the zipper right here, which I normally don't have on the heat press. So I'm going to make sure everything is totally lined up at the bottom, making sure my Teflon sheet is completely over where it needed to be so it won't bleed through, y'all. So, okay, let me find 4 designs. I'm going to go with this one right here. Let's go ahead and tack this one down. So I'm going to do like this, and maybe this one will hold better like that. I'm going to take and tack this one down as well. Okay. Now, let's get another image. I'm going to put this image over here. And I'm just going to go across so that will anchor that. And they can lean on each other to stay down. Okay, we're going to go like that. I'm going to go ahead and move this over a little bit to make sure we are in the spot where we need to be at. Move this up some because I need to make sure we have this one lined up correctly and this one is not. Let's take and move this over a little bit more like that. All right, take. Okay, let's do that like that. That's better. Okay, now we got to pull this one down some because this one it's not lined up properly. So we want to make sure we measure it pretty good. Okay, we're going to take this tape. All right, let me see if I can pull this one. Pull that one. So I can keep it in place, hopefully, with this tape. And we're going to go ahead and go like this time. And make this one stay in place right there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and line up the other two, and then I will come back on once I have pressed these for 45 seconds. Okay, we take our Teflon off, and this is hot, y'all. Let me go ahead and put this glove on, because we don't want to be playing with danger now. We don't be playing with no danger. Okay, now here go our two. I put it as close as I could to the edge, making sure that we don't have any too much. I mean, you know, we didn't want to put too much up here, knowing that this pillowcase bleeds a lot. But we're going to go ahead and go in, and just like that, we have our two images. Now we have our last square. So this is sometimes where I say you have to strategize on how you want to handle certain things as you are creating. You got to also strategize different ways to do things. So I'm going to take and zip this down just a little bit. I know I have it right there at the edge. I'm going to put these two back on here. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. And I'm going to go ahead and put this just like this. I know I'm at a corner now. Make sure I don't mess up my zipper. And just like that, we're going to go ahead and go across with our lint roller. Straighten it back out. Make sure I keep my zipper kind of flat. Okay. Go in with my image. All right, go in with my tape. All right. We're going to go ahead and set up some more butcher paper, Teflon sheet, and then we'll be ready to stuff this baby. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an existing pillow I already had that was no good, worn out and ready for the garbage. But instead, we're going to refurbish it by putting on a what? Putting on a new pillow protector pillowcase so that we can still use that pillow. I'm going to go ahead and cover this up very, very good. We're going to go ahead and turn this inside out. So let me hold my hand on that. Turn this inside out like this. Put that down. I'm going to go ahead and put more than one Teflon sheet down as well. Like that. Make sure it's nice and flat. And we're going to go down for 45 seconds. Okay, so I had no idea that it was not recording me showing y'all the last square. But however, what I did was I brought it all the way up to the edge. I put down like 3 Teflon sheets. We're going to move those out the way. Butcher paper, you no longer want to use that. You want to throw that away definitely. We're going to go ahead and turn this heat press off because we do not need to keep having this booming heat. Now remember, the zipper is right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be smart, protect my hands, and go in here and take this off. Now what I'm going to do for right now is, because I do not have any pillow stuffing or a large enough pillow, What I am going to do is I'm going to just stuff a pillow in here just to show you that you can take a pillow that's no good, a pillow that's laying around. You might just want to refurbish that pillow and give that pillow a nice updated look. So we have our pillowcase. And this is how our pillowcase came out, like that. Let me bring you in closer so that you may see it. I don't want to make y'all dizzy. But this is how our pillowcase is looking. Had to put my gloves on and protect my hands just in case the zipper too hot, y'all. It is the image that I used yesterday. And if you didn't see Bluemas yesterday, which was day 11, go back and check it out. I did business cards yesterday, and they were on metal, sublimatable cards. This is what our front is looking like. We have our pretty little gorgeous ladies. And what I did was I went into AI and I recreated these 9 pictures that you're seeing. And if you've seen my hype again, where we celebrated 1-year anniversary of Blue Lotus Vibes being on YouTube, then you would have seen that picture for sure. But these are the rest of the images. I will definitely take a picture so that you can see this at the end of the video. We are going to lay this like this. I'm going to grab a square pillow. It's just an old pillow. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the zipper. Let me make sure the zipper is cooled off enough for me to put my hands on it. And it is. So we can take our gloves off. I'm going to go ahead and just stuff the pillow in here. I'm quite sure it probably does not fit. But for the moment, we just want to get a good idea of how much room you have in this pillow case, as well as give you an idea that you can refurbish your pillows. We're going to go ahead and zip this up. And just like that, we are done. Of course, we have a little bit more room, but you can easily stuff something in here if you do not have an existing pillow or you do not have any pillow stuffing. You can always stuff something in here to fluff it up and make it sit up. But that is all we have for today. This has been day 12 of Bluemas. Join me tomorrow when I will have day 13. And until we see each other again, y'all be safe in these streets. Peace.